Hi, I know you were expecting to see Tammy and Todd, but Abigail is extremely sick. She has just been life-flighted from Anchorage, Alaska to Seattle. They asked if I would come on and just share a little bit about what is happening, give you kind of an update. My name is Amy. I'm Tammy's sister. You might know that Abigail was born with tetralogy of Fallot with an absent pulmonary valve. And so as a baby, they put in an artificial valve. They were in Alaska getting some medical appointments done, got very sick, and they took her into the hospital, and this is kind of what they have deduced happened. She skinned her knee and contracted staph A. Normally, for people with a typical immune system, they would be able to just fight that infection and recover. In Abigail's state, she had a weakened immune system, and staph A has been running through her body, releasing toxins. As a result of those toxins, she has scalded skin syndrome, which is when you get sores all over and your skin starts to slough off. So it was actually that condition that landed them in the hospital. As that has progressed, that has led to sepsis, what they're calling toxic shock. Alone, that puts her in a very high risk category, but then you add her artificial heart valve that's needing to be replaced. Staph A, when it goes to your heart, it can result in endocarditis, which you have an artificial heart valve will attack and wrap itself around the artificial heart valve. There's a lot of things that are going on in Abigail's case. She is very, very sick. This happened very quickly. She skinned her knee. The next day she was in the hospital, and yesterday everything started to crash. Her valve started to fail. One of the things that happened is because her valve is failing, her blood is not getting oxygenated. When you're in sepsis, you have lactic acid and it pushes off oxygen. And so your body needs more oxygen. So typically they put you on like a nasal cannula and give you oxygen. That wasn't working in Abigail's case. So they had to intubate her, and that still was not working. They had to make the decision. The doctors talked to Tammy and Todd and they said, she's dying. It does not look good. And you need to decide, we can keep her here and let her pass, or we can LifeFlight her to Seattle, but she likely won't make it. Because of her heart, she couldn't fly at a high altitude. They needed to fly low, which would be slower in getting here to Seattle. And the reason they needed to get her to Seattle was to put her on an ECMO, ECMO, which is a machine that the blood comes out of your body and it oxygenates it in the machine and then puts it back into your body, because her heart was not working to get her blood oxygenated. And there's not one of those machines in Alaska. So they needed to get to Seattle to save her life, but they didn't think that she could handle the flight. After much prayer, decided to send her. Todd got on a commercial flight, and Abigail and Tammy went on the LifeFlight. And as they were prepping her to get on the LifeFlight, she coded and her heart stopped. They were able to get her heart going again and get her on the plane. And then there was just prayers from all of us praying for angels to push that plane and get it to Seattle as quick as possible. And we were so excited when we got Tammy's text when she said, we made it and she's still here. And I will never forget, she texted, she said, Jesus held her the whole way. This is a miracle in itself that they were able to fly high and fast. They were racing the clock. They were able to get up to altitude, and Abigail was able to handle the altitude. So that is just a huge miracle. They got to Seattle. Todd is in Seattle. They made it to Children's Hospital, and then they spent several hours trying to get her on the ECMO machine. They had quite a bit of trouble getting her on. Again, miracles are happening. She now is on the ECMO machine. That machine is like a full body life support. It's going to support her in oxygenating her blood while she's fighting the infection. You have to keep her on that, get her through the infection. You need to get her healed, prepared for a valve replacement surgery. There is a huge road in front of Abigail. Prayers for her organs, for her oxygen, for the doctors, for her family, for Tammy and Todd. I put a link in this video where if you see it in your heart to contribute, that would be a beautiful gift. To pray for their family. That's probably the best thing that you can do, is pray for them. I know that Tammy and Todd love you guys so much. You are such a beautiful influence, and so thank you.